Right then, Bury FC, what a story, eh? Up and down like a supermodel's knickers. But let's start at the good bit. The 2018 to 2019 season, it was brilliant. They smashed it in League Two, finished second, got promoted. Fans were over the moon, the future looked bright. They even had a shiny new manager, Ryan Lowe. Everything was coming up roses. The atmosphere at Gig Lane was electric. It was like being at a rock concert. Except, with less pyrotechnics and more blokes in flat caps. Everyone was buzzing. I even considered going myself, but then I remembered I had a very important hair appointment. It wasn't just the results, it was the way they played. Attacking football, scoring goals, proper entertaining stuff. Bury were back, baby, or so we thought. Now, where were we? Ah yes, Bury FC's meteoric rise. Except like a dodgy firework, it all went a bit pear-shaped. And that's where Steve Dale comes in. He bought the club for £1 in December 2018. And yes, you heard that right, £1 sterling. Cheaper than a pint down the pub. Alarm bells should have been ringing. I mean, who buys a football club for the price of a bag of crisps? Turns out there's a reason they call it cheap and not good value. Dale's ownership was a disaster, worse than my attempt at making a souffle. He didn't have a pot to piss in, let alone run a football club. Wages weren't paid, bills piled up, it was a shambles. And the fans, well, let's just say they weren't best pleased. The wheels were coming off and fast. Dale was like a bull in a china shop, except the bull was bankrupt and the china shop was a beloved football club. The financial situation was dire. Players and staff weren't getting paid. They couldn't even afford to insure the players. Imagine that, going in for a tackle with no insurance. Fans were beside themselves. Protests erupted. They chained themselves to the stadium gates. One woman, Joy Hart, even went on a hunger strike. Talk about dedication. Me? I wouldn't miss a meal for anyone, especially not for a football club. But this shows you how much Bury FC means to people. The EFL, the governing body of the lower leagues, were getting twitchy. They gave Dale deadlines to prove he could run the club properly. Surprise, surprise, he couldn't. August 27th, 2019. A date forever etched in the hearts of Bury fans. The EFL finally ran out of patience. They expelled Bury FC from the league. Gone. Caput. It was a gut punch. 134 years of history wiped out just like that. Fans were devastated. I'm talking grown men weeping openly. Imagine if someone took away your favorite pub or your car, or, God forbid, your telly. That's how bad it was. The day Bury were meant to play MK Dons, the fans gathered at Gig Lane anyway. They sang songs, shared memories, and shed a tear for their beloved club. It was heartbreaking. Even I had a bit of a lump in my throat, and that's saying something. Section 5, a community united, the birth of Bury AFC. But amidst the despair, a glimmer of hope emerged. See, you can't keep a good town down, especially not one with a history as rich as Bury's. Fans rallied together. They weren't going to let their club die. They formed a Phoenix club, Bury AFC, a club owned by the fans for the fans. They started from scratch, the bottom rung of the football ladder, no ground, no players, no money. But they had something more important: passion. The kind of passion that would make a vegan eat a steak. And that's saying something. They played their first game in December 2019. A 5-0 win. It was the start of something special. A new dawn for Bury football. Section 6. A Phoenix rises Bury AFC's early success. Bury AFC weren't messing about. They meant business. They stormed through the Northwest Counties League, winning promotion in their first full season. It was like they had a point to prove. And they were proving it in style. The fans were back, packing out grounds, singing their hearts out. It was like Bury FC had never been away. The atmosphere was electric. The players were giving it their all, and the results spoke for themselves. It was more than just football, though. It was about community, about coming together and rebuilding something special. It was enough to warm even the cockles of my cold, cynical heart. Section 7, back to Gig Lane, the merger and return. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Remember Bury FC, the club that was kicked out of the league? Well, they were still technically a thing, just a very dormant, sad thing. But in 2023, something remarkable happened. Bury FC and Bury AFC merged. They were back together, like a long-lost couple finally reunited. And the best part, they were coming home. Gig Lane, their spiritual home, was theirs once more. The fans raised millions to buy back their beloved stadium. It was a fairy tale ending. Well, not quite an ending. More like the start of a new chapter. Section 8, the road ahead, challenges and ambitions. Right then, where are we now? Well, it's 2025 and Bury are back at Gig Lane. They're a few leagues away from where they were before the whole Steve Dale debacle, but they're on their way back. They've got a good manager in Dave McNabb, a passionate bunch of players and the best fans in the world. But it's not all plain sailing. They need to be careful with their money. They can't afford another Dale situation, and they need to manage expectations. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither is a successful football club. Section 9, Forever Bury, a club reborn. So there you have it. The story of Bury FC, a roller coaster ride of emotions from the dizzy heights of promotion to the crushing lows of expulsion. But through it all, one thing remained constant: the unwavering support of their fans. They say football is more than just a game. In Bury's case, it's the lifeblood of the town, and thanks to the dedication of their fans, Bury FC lives on, stronger than ever. And you know what? It makes you realise that anything is possible. If Bury can come back from the brink, then anything can happen, except maybe me winning a Formula One race. That's still a bit far-fetched, even for me.